How do you get promoted from mutual fund analyst to mutual fund portfolio manager? Well, you have to have a very long-term focus, 5 to 10 years at least. Don't be in a rush early in your career to get promoted. Otherwise, you might get it. And careful what you wish for. It really is a double-edged sword. If you're not ready to be portfolio manager, then you're basically given enough rope to hang yourself. So be patient and think long-term always. Be long-term greedy. Just like you're investing in companies long-term, invest in yourself long-term. Don't be short-sighted. A lot of firms in the mutual fund industry have amazing rotation programs. Fidelity, for example, lets you be an analyst covering a certain sector for 2 years, then you can rotate to another sector. For example, I've known a bunch of software analysts at Fidelity that have rotated after 2 years to cover the industrial sector or retail sector. And this really helps to broaden your investment skill set, because when you become portfolio manager, it's a great opportunity for you to manage analysts that work in various sectors. And you'll know what the drivers are in various sectors so that you can manage risk better, and portfolio management will be much better as well. So also just create a gap analysis. So in 5 or 10 years, what do you want to do? You want to become PM. And there's a big gap. And we'll talk about this in a minute or so, but focus on your weaknesses and turn your weaknesses into a strength. If you're not that good at modeling, then focus on modeling, that sort of thing. I know it sounds simplistic. Okay, so there is you. This is the beautiful Colorado River. Okay, your goal is to make portfolio manager. It looks like it's within your reach right beside you, but unfortunately it is not. Wow. How are you going to get up there? Okay, this is the Grand Canyon. There is a massive gap that you have to mine here. Okay, mine the gap. And there's sharks as well. And so I'm going to teach you how to cross that huge gap. Okay, and there's a bunch of steps. The first step is going to be find as many mentors as you can get. Okay, you need Yodas, you need many of them, because what happens is they will tell you how they got promoted. Now, don't ever get your boss as your mentor, right? As your portfolio manager. Sometimes they feel threatened, whatever. I'm not going to go there. Find other portfolio managers and get a coffee with them every now and then and just ask them, how did they get promoted? And more often than not, they'll want to help you. People want to help you. All you have to do is ask, okay? All right. You want to ask for feedback. That's the second step. Ask for feedback every 2 or 3 months or so from your immediate boss, your portfolio manager. And the reason is because a lot of people get fired and they're surprised they got fired. You'll never get fired, or your likelihood of getting fired will go down a lot if you just sit down with your boss every 2 or 3 months or so and just ask, how am I doing? Step 3, if you want to be a portfolio manager, start thinking like a portfolio manager. And this goes for any job function in finance. If you want to get promoted to the next level, start thinking like they do. And when you get to the senior ranks, it's usually about sales. So how do I become a better salesperson as well? The fourth step is you have to know exactly how your portfolio manager invests. If they're a value investor, don't pitch Amazon to them. Don't pitch growth investments, and vice versa. If they're growth investors, don't pitch value stocks to them, okay? Be very careful. Make sure you know what type of an investor your PM is. Number 5, this one is crucial. Please respect compliance. Sometimes your compliance officer is not only a good friend of yours, but it's your best friend, okay? Protect your family. If you see something, say something. If you think you heard a little bit of insider information by accident, tell your portfolio manager and the compliance officer immediately so that company can be put on a restricted list. It's easy to break the law, protect yourself, and more importantly, your family. Step 6, find out what your weaknesses are and run to them, okay? For me, years ago, it was presentation skills, and I ran to them, and I enjoy it now. For others, it's modeling skills. If modeling, again, is a weakness of yours, then focus on it. Find your weaknesses and attack them, because your competitors, meaning your other analysts that work with you, they probably have the same weaknesses. But I don't know if they have the guts to approach them and conquer them. Remember, there can only be one that gets promoted. Step 7, network internally a lot. Get to know the assistants. They're very important, and they've probably been there a long time, and ask them how the game works. Ask them, how do you get to the next level? Find analysts in different groups, not yours, that you can, maybe confide in a little bit and ask them what makes their PM successful. Network a lot. Learn. Again, be very long-term greedy. Focus on the long term. Don't be short-term focused. Don't ever, ever try to pitch a stock that has a short-term focus. Be long-term focused. Ask for a promotion. I know it sounds weird. You will never get a raise or a promotion in your life in almost every industry unless you ask for it. It took me a long time to realize this, but nothing is given to you. You need to ask for it always. Be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day. Be patient, especially if you're just starting your career. Be long-term focused always. And please remember that it's always a marathon and not a sprint. Okay, keep your eye on the prize. Don't worry, you will get there eventually, I promise you. Keep your head down, ask for feedback, find mentors, and you'll get there eventually. Just be patient.